Hello guys, I am super excited to be back, and I'm also super excited to be talking about ExoMecha. Now, I have pledged my $60 or like £45 or whatever. Now, I know this game was supposed to be free to play, but due to the lack of backing from a publisher and due to the lack of backing from just any company like Xbox, it would be nice if you backed them, but I just don't think they will. However, I do think that in my heart, I'm worried about this game, and I think a lot of you guys are too. We are worried whether it will reach the funding within the 30 days, and we are worried that the devs could potentially abandon the project. And it's a bit worrying. So we're going to go ahead and look at their Kickstarter. We're going to go ahead and look at their Twitter posts. And what we're going to try and do, essentially, guys, is break down some things for you. Every time we get some new news, I will try to keep you guys updated. It is by coincidence that I'm wearing my Gundam shirt, by the way. I am a huge mecha fan. I'm sure you guys know this. I have my Evangelion in my PC. If you haven't seen my PC already, it is kind of Unit 1 inspired. And my keyboard is also Unit 1 inspired. So let's have a look at their website. So ExoMecha is a brand new multiplayer shooter that takes place in Omecha, an untouched planet with exotic environments. It offers you a breathtaking sci-fi gaming experience with its infantry, vehicular, and mecha combat. Play your favorite mode: Conquest, vehicular team-based battle, 20v20. Mecha Royale, start as infantry and call your ExoMecha towards the end of the match. Now this, if you guys didn't know, reminds me of a game that they shut down a while ago called Super Mecha Champions, this exact mode. So I am so glad that we are getting a game that's at least going to give us a Titanfall / Super Mecha Champions-esque game mode. Or game even. So glad about this. This is the Mecha Royale, so the dragon chases you down and you've got to get away from it, which you do, and then you drop into the map. It basically is Battle Royale, but not really. This isn't the main mode though. The original mode is a conquest mode like Battlefield, but this is a second. There's two modes in the game already, and it's not even out yet. The animations for calling in your mech's wicked. We can have a look at their Twitter for that though. We obviously have other ExoMechas fighting in the map. I don't think this game's going to be perfect. You can see it's a little janky. It's not perfect, but it's not coming out until like March 2026. There will be betas or whatever you want to call them up until March when it officially drops. So we have quite some time for them to figure things out. I'm just hoping, because when we saw it back in 2021 and seeing it now, it doesn't seem like there's been a lot of work put into it, but I could be dead wrong because, like I said, we haven't seen a lot. We've already seen the ExoMechas before, we've already seen the kind of combat and aerial stuff, but a bit worryingly, it doesn't look that much different. I mean, that could be because back then he was already happy with the game and it was actually going to come out in 2021, but he decided to delay it, and there's now 5 people in the team opposed to 1. I kind of get it. Fly to the Dragon Island and take your revenge. I'm guessing this is if like you get to the end and everyone's dead and you kind of fight the dragon. This is what got me concerned. If they reach 100k, which is about 73 grand, that's the game funded, and they'll bring the game out and they will bring out small things like little battle passes and updates. But I'm a bit confused because we need some more transparency here. It seems as if what they're trying to say is unless they hit 250k, they won't bring out Mecha Jaws, or will you, even if you don't? And if they reach 500k, they'll give a legendary green armor to all backers. Again, I kind of understand this one, but what about the game mode rush? Can we not have the game mode rush in the future if you don't reach this goal? And with the ultimate goal as well, Mecha Fall 3, this sounds sick, but why do we need to reach 900k to get this ever? Like, this is what I'm kind of... I know I sound like I'm being a bit too questiony here, but I have to be, because before this was going to be a free-to-play game, and I wouldn't have minded, you know, battle passes and other stuff, but I am genuinely concerned that if you reach your ultimate goal, will this then become free-to-play? Or are you still going to charge for it and keep it very free-to-play-esque? This is my problem, because I think like the mode where you drop in should be free, and the conquest mode and the rush mode and stuff should be paid for, if that makes sense. So like a free mode, a bit like Call of Duty, you have the multiplayer aspect and then you have the Warzone mode. Just an idea, because I'm trying to think about the longevity of this game. So you have the legendary green armor, which is what you get if they reach that goal. You have 4K images on the website. And to be honest, the models, I can appreciate this. It's very Halo-esque, and I love that. I mean, I'd like the green armor anyway, even if you don't reach the backers. Even if I have to buy it, screw it. you know? Just saying. Exclusive red and gold, this is what we will get. So we get this DLC for back in the game anyway. This is the main reason why I brought the Ultimate Edition, the Midnight skins for the ExoMecha and the infantry skin. How fucking cool is that? I don't know if he's got the 4K pictures of the other armor. Okay, there you go. So I think this game looks gorgeous. This was built for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, as well as PC. And I think it looks okay. I'm sure the UI will get better over time. But to be fair, the game looks gorgeous. And those midnight skins, wow. It's giving me Real Steel vibes as well, just the way the armor looks. Yeah, like I say, I'm pretty impressed with the game. You got like your Warthog and your Mongoose. It's kind of what they look like. Rocket launcher, it's nice and reflective. Nice pictures. They all look really good. Right, this is where it gets interesting, because here's some like videos. Looks very good. Only thing I'm a little bit worried about there is the way the character's moving. There's not really any like camera shake. It feels like it's very detached from the camera. I'm a bit confused to what's going on there. Maybe that's just early development. You can go ahead and wishlist all this. So realistically, not too much going on. If you go over to the actual rewards themselves, you can see, so for example, I've backed the Ultimate Edition, but you do have regular support, the game, the Deluxe Edition, Super Deluxe Edition, the Gold Edition, the Ultimate Edition, which I've got. Then you've got the Fan Edition, all these different things, and they give you a bunch of stuff. Family pack, you get a bunch of stuff there. Collectors, Ultimate Collectors, which someone has bought, Mecha Fan Edition and Ultimate Fan Edition, Mecha Demigod Edition, Mecha God Edition, which you get like a meeting with the devs and you can do very early playtests and get your own metahuman and stuff in the game. Very cool. We're going to have a look at their Reddit posts. So I said to them, I was curious. You mentioned you would like to add Rush, but I see in your goals page that you state it won't be added unless a goal of 750k is reached. Will you guys be willing to make a battle pass of sorts, or just in-game cosmetics for us to both acquire in the game itself and purchase with real money? I would love to support the game as much as possible, but I don't want to see the game get shut down within its first year due to lack of content or engagement. And of course, the reply was pretty bland. If we reach 750k, it means we will 100% add it. We want to add both camo challenges for weapons and battle pass. So I got an answer, but they never mentioned that they will ever add Rush if they don't get the backing. This is the kind of worry I've got now, because does this mean they're going to drop support after launch? I don't. If we can get a little bit more of a clear transparency on that, that would be fantastic. I asked them about FSR. Now, the reason I asked this is because a lot of game developers don't put FSR 4 into their games, and they won't even put FSR 3.1 into their games. They'll either put 3.0 or they'll put FSR 2. I personally think that even if your game is running amazing on the specs that you say, which is a 650 Ti and a 2070 Super, I would just like to see FSR 4 in the game anyway, because if you want to run this game at, say, like 8K, and you have ray tracing on another stuff, FSR 4 might come in handy to having quality mode or balanced mode at times. I'm not saying you have to put it in, but if there's some kind of way to get it in, please do, because I think it would help a lot of people, especially on AMD cards, because a lot of the time it feels like we're being neglected unless AMD pushes the game developer to put these in. And a lot of people upvoted my comment here. I have kind of repeated what I've said, but I said, will you abandon the project if the game doesn't meet expectations, or will you honour those who have invested in your project? I'm really looking forward to this game, but I'm always scared of projects like this getting shut down. If we meet our minimum goal, we will definitely launch our game. We had some miscommunication with Xbox YouTube channel. Hopefully they will release our trailer tomorrow and it will boost our visibility. I also hope that they post it, but I'm still a little bit confused because it sounded like they were friendly with Xbox, but they weren't really helping them. Don't know what's going on there. And also, yeah, Titanfall fans will definitely support ExoMecha. It's just getting the info out there to them. And another thing as well is, a lot of people are saying this, we need bigger YouTubers, because YouTubers like me probably won't give out the most views. But even still, I would love to build a community around ExoMecha. I'm just really interested in this game, like genuinely. I'm not just saying that. I really am. I asked them if they could use the music from the trailer, and they said we are currently using this music towards the end of the Conquest game mode. So the music in the trailer is actually already being used in-game. And they say we have a different cool music for landing. Maybe we can try. One thing I do want to ask. I have been copyright striked for using the trailer. Not because of the trailer, but because of the music in the trailer. So if we're playing this game or streaming it, we're going to get copyright striked for playing the game. So I'm hoping you guys can figure out a way to have some kind of like copyright free music or whatever in the game, because it would be a shame to disable it. I think the music makes it very immersive, so taking out the music I think would be a problem personally. Controls will be fully mappable, but they haven't added it for the controller yet. It's on their to-do list, so that's a good sign. There will be a 120 FPS performance mode for Xbox Series X, so that's always good. Inspiration is from a little bit of Titanfall, but mainly the Michael Bay Transformers movies, and you can see it in the gameplay for sure. Basically, this is about character customization, the classes you can play, and the things. So the trailer is showing the quality mode on Xbox Series X. Everything in the game is easy to manage for beginners, but if you do want to customize more, there are a lot of things to customize. For mecha melee combat, you'll have a right and left-handed weapon, as well as 2 melee abilities, like special moves. You can also choose light, medium, and heavy frames for agility versus health, a little bit like Titanfall 2. For mecha firearm combat, you'll have 2 additional offensive fire abilities. There are currently 7 different classes to play as infantry. You can play this game with many weapons like Doom, or with many abilities like Overwatch. Interesting. We already know what the game mode is, we don't need to explain that. On PC, there will be a resolution slider, but there won't be on console. It will be automatic to keep either 60 or 120 FPS. They said they might add PvE, but they're not doing it yet. This is also why the communication's a bit weird, because it's like, but if the game succeeds at launch, we can keep enough players as time progresses. We can add anything players want. So I that is my worry. I don't know what enough players is, and I don't really know what you mean by time progresses, because there are a lot of games, even in the AAA, that get shut down within, well, we saw Concord get shut down in 2 weeks. Because they didn't have enough players. I just don't want to see this happening with this game. We need a bit more transparency, because I think a lot of your backers are going to pull out if you're not being transparent about at least trying to do this as a passion project and not solely worrying about, because I think one thing you need to do, most people like myself are willing to buy the battle passes or cosmetics or whatever, as long as you are willing to support the game. But if the game isn't supported and it isn't good enough, people will stop playing it. I mean, Concord's a completely different scenario, but I feel like transparency is key. Yeah, we already know there's different abilities and chassis. What does the gameplay feel like? Conquest mode feels like sci-fi battlefield mixed with Titanfall. Our Mecha Royale game mode feels unique and special because infantry combat is FPS and mecha combat is third person. Pretty much 15 minutes of adrenaline rush. Game begins with you, escape from Dragon. You'll need to survive 100 other players at first, infantry, then mecha. At the end, if you win, you'll pretty much face a dragon. It's a seasonal challenge though. I'm not sure what that means. It sounds cool, but I guess we'll have to see. We'll be playing this in December because I have the edition where you can play the early alpha, so I don't know if I'm allowed to record. I will ask this question. It says both Xbox and PC betas will be next year. I think that's right, because we'll be playing the alpha in December. People are confused, but they basically said if you want to have a campaign for this game, we need to contact Xbox. I don't know how we're going to do that and get them to help them fund a campaign, but that'd be nice. How long did it take to sculpt? He said he didn't sculpt. They were modelling and had about 1,000 intertwined pieces. They take around 2 weeks. Yeah, there you go. If you can persuade the Xbox team, we can make a standalone game after this. There's a lot of things I think a lot of people are a bit worried about. I think as time goes on, they'll release more gameplay. We can see some more things and we'll be able to get more of a grip with what's going on, I think. So for now, that is pretty much everything. If you're excited for ExoMecha like me, subscribe, smash the like button, and as soon as I have like more to talk about and more to show, I will come back and show more. I just thought I would do this as like, because they're just ramping up the marketing now, I think they're going to need a helping hand and a community to actually push them in the right direction, especially because they're a much smaller game development studio, and if we can help them in any way, that's good. So thank you guys for watching, see you guys soon, and peace.